I just want to start off by saying I think the lionel Berkshire might be worse than I originally thought it would be. Alright guys, it's me again. As you guys know, maybe subjects considered strains. I want to start off also saying that I did actually order one of these Berkshires. I want to mention that. Um, I thought I might as well mention that. One thing I want to cover in this video, is the fact that literally if I, let's just say skip ahead here a little bit to where they show this part, as I actually was almost 100% correct, only the boiler's diecast. That's it. Well, I mean, except for the frame. But in terms of, like, the boiler, only that's diecast. Heck, they're not even mentioning the tender. So the tender could have a plastic frame, which, I mean, if that has a plastic frame for, the price that they're charging, which is close to 1,100, at least for me since I'm Canadian. Well, I'm not going off that price anyways. I'm going off the U.S. price because they are American. So $6.99 U.S. From Train World. From here it's $7.49, but from where I got it from, Train World, $6.99. Which I guess that's not that bad for a Berkshire, but still, the cab can't be die cast. Like the boiler cap. Come on, that's such an easy part. And I want to point out one more thing here too, with the class lights. There's holes here, and which is very interesting. Because on the model, sorry, that's my cat. I'm not sure if you heard him there. There's wires going in there, which is very disappointing. This is a quote unquote, as they call it in the video, high end model. And it does look like they are going to have traction tires after all, which is nice. I mean, that looks like it's a bit darker than it should be, so that looks like it's traction tires, hopefully. I bet you this thing isn't going to weigh more than a GP9. For, well, I mean, maybe like an ET44 AC, maybe, at most, I would say. Considering, just that's diecast in the frame. Maybe I'm making it too big of a deal. But pulling power is everything for an HO scale locomotive, I would say. And if you look at the little thumbnail picture I have up here, the side spots here, I'm not sure what you call it, the firebox area. That's not even diecast, which that could have been. And the fact that the axle caps aren't painted either. I remember someone else saying, I don't remember who, but apparently this is like a resin model. Maybe that was the YouTube channel person, maybe train enthusiast, who said that it was just a resin model. I truly hope this is, because there is, like, at least this looks like exposed wires. If we go back over here, is this detail? No, those are wires. I hope that's gonna be fixed. I don't believe the real Pierre Marquette 1225 has that big of a gap here, to be honest. And I'm not sure how typically accurate this is. I haven't looked at any pictures of the Pierre Marquette 2025. I said 2025, 1225. But I don't believe the drawbar is positioned there. I'll insert text here if it is actually positioned there in real life. It probably is, but we'll see. So I'm kind of interrupting the video a little bit here, but after looking at the pictures, I don't see a drawbar design like that. It doesn't seem to be that low. It's a bit higher up. And one thing I do want to mention, that drawbar, if it is actually connected there could be maybe a spring or something there. I'm not entirely sure. But I could see that kind of causing derailments. If it's a stiff drawbar, if it's not like a rotating one. But like I said, I believe that is a resin mold version. I'm not entirely sure. Remember hearing it from a different YouTube channel. I don't remember the name exactly, but That's what I remember hearing. That was a resin model, so maybe the drawbar is just, I don't know, hanging on there right now. They just didn't attach it, but I would think they would attach it. But yeah, I do think that could cause derailments, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, back to the video. And I think there's meant to be steps here. At least there's steps on the model. And one thing that's kind of also concerning me, uh, that there's no, what is it called? Drop plate connecting here, which is very disappointing as well. I hope this coal is real coal. Like how they do in the MTH and Broadway Limited models and Fox Valley and all like that. But I really think this part should have been die cast and that should have been die cast. This detail could have been die cast. They could have easily molded that in, but I hope that's gonna look good. Or at least could have made it brass like how they did for this stuff here. That would have been nice too. Maybe I'm expecting too much out of a model that costs this much. And it doesn't look like there's gonna be any cab detail as well. But I mean, these are very, very, very rough molds here. That might be why. Do they show? Oh, they don't show the inside of the cab. How nice. I wonder if they did that for a reason. Although I do hope this is going to be good. As I said, I did order one. I ordered 2716, the Chesapeake and Ohio version. I really honestly do hope, even though I'm not really that big of a fan of Lionel, I do hope this is going to truly be good. Because as it stands with these, and they're calling it high-end versions, and it did say, which is something kind of strange to me, they did say first run, so I'm guessing they are going to have a second run soon, which is what they said earlier on here. I don't want to play it, because I don't want to get copyright striked, so I'm just showing pictures here, or, well, just a video, raw video. So yeah, I honestly kind of do think that this might be a bit worse than I originally said it was. Like, I really hope that this does actually have traction tires. Because someone who's like me, who has, yeah, I mean, that 100% looks like a traction tire there. 100%. Is like that on the other side too? Yeah, it is. That's a traction tire, 100%, I think. Totally looks like it. But for someone like me, as I was just saying, who has kind of like an uneven-ish layout, that's not perfect, and uses heavyweight die-cast intermodal cars, and, like, I have around, I would say, 30 pounds of freight behind my locomotive sometimes. And I have had, like, my MTH 412 too. It unfortunately fell off my table, and the traction tire axle split in half. Well, at least, sorry, the wheels came off it, and they just, don't want to stay on because they're pressure fit. So I can probably, get some bullfrogs, not put that on. But, that can't pull more than 7 cars. And that thing is entirely die-cast. The cab's die-cast. I believe the, boiler cap, whatever you want to call it, the, thing in the front, I don't know, God, I'm doing it again, holy crap, that could only pull 7 cars, and I'm kind of worried that this is going to happen to that, the Berkshire, although I do have hopes for it, as it is going to have the ESU lock sound, which is kind of exciting. I've never had a, steam locomotive with ESU lock sound. I honestly hope this isn't going to be as disappointing as I think it will be. I really hope I'm going to be proven wrong here. Actually, wait, that might actually be diecast then. This part here actually might be diecast. I really hope it is. I really, truly do hope, guys, that I am proven wrong here, because I really want this to be good. As this is really one of the only, or it's going to be one of the only high-end Berkshires available, from what I know. And I really hope it isn't going to be lacking as much detail as I'm showing here, relating to the drop plate. and the steps back here, which there should be steps, and the axle caps not being painted for this price. There should be axle caps that are painted. Like I said, I think this is a rough model, or like a roughly like just put together just for the train show they were at. I don't remember where they said they were, but I truly hope that this is going to knock my socks off, because if it doesn't, it's going straight back to Lionel, and I'm getting a refund. Alright, thank you guys so much for hearing me ramble this useless information. Buy it if you want to buy it, and if you don't want to buy it, don't buy it. Please subscribe, because I really do want to hit 400 subscribers before I make my 401 video. So yes, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your morning, evening, night, or if you're watching this at 2 a.m. eating a bowl of cereal. I hope you enjoyed your cereal. Thanks for watching, and I have no idea why I just said that. Goodbye.